Guest room. It has been few minutes and Taehyung is standing outside the door, hesitating to knock it as there was a pitch dark inside the room. Taehyung, I think she slept, but I am starving here. Finally, he knocked on the door twice. When you opened it, you got confused seeing him standing there. Taehyung, that actually I want to ask that you didn't make dinner. You didn't say anything, just simply went to the kitchen. Taehyung went after you. In kitchen, you open the fridge. Then Taehyung realized he didn't check that it was not Matty's mistake because he was totally strange in kitchen. You put the food bowl on shelf and said while leaving, "You eat it one and eat." Taehyung looked at you, but you had already left. Now Taehyung was left with no option rather than doing himself. Finally, after the struggle of 1 hour, he ate his food and left to his room. Today he realized that it is very easy to take out lackness by sitting on chair, but it was very difficult to do themselves. Time skips. Next day you was getting ready for your job. After preparing breakfast and making Ayana ready, then on the doorbell rings. You picked Ayana and went to open the door. Taehyung had also came to hall ready for office. You opened the door and saw a man in mid-20s. He standing with a smile on his face. You smiled seeing him. You surprised. You hear Yoongi? Yoongi, so how was my surprise? You amazing. Between from where you get my address, entering inside, Yoongi also followed you. Yoongi, actually I went to your house. Then uncle told me that you are married and gave me your address. You okay? Yoongi, look at Anana. So she is caretaker's daughter whom you adopted. You nodded. Yoongi then looked at Taehyung standing in hall confused. Yoongi went near Taehyung. If I am not wrong, then he is your husband. You right? You, Taehyung, he is Yoongi, my childhood friend. Yoongi, yes, we did schooling and college together. But then 5 years back, I went to the USA for my career. Taehyung, shake hand. This is Kim Taehyung. Yoongi and Taehyung got sit on sofa. You, I will bring juice for you. Yoongi, you give Anana to Minty then. You, okay. You handed Anana to Yoongi and left. Yoongi made Anana sit in his ramp facing Taehyung. Taehyung, Anana looked at Taehyung and smiled and extended her arms towards him so that he should take her as she recognized him due to yesterday. She was leaning towards Taehyung and Yoongi was trying to hold her, but she started shouting. Taehyung got up and took her in his arms. Anana stopped shouting. Taehyung's happiness has no bound because he felt special that Anana wants to come to him. He started playing with her. Later, you came with juice and snacks and offered to Yoongi and then put on table. You saw Anana busy playing with Taehyung sitting in his lamp. You went to her, but she got irritated as if she was disturbed in her game. Taehyung was going to give her to you, but Anana buried her face in Taehyung's chest. Taehyung, leave her here for some time. You homed. You sit beside Yoongi and talked about their life and all. They were enjoying and laughing, remembering their school days. Taehyung was playing with Anana but was taking glances of you and Yoongi also. He was getting irritated with their closeness. First time he is feeling possessiveness about you, maybe because now he has fear of losing you. Until now he had taken you only for granted. Silence is the best punishment here also. You is near Taehyung but still very far. Few days back on whom he was dominating, today not able to speak with you. Only he knows how much suffocated he is feeling in the house. But now he got a very good companion in the form of Anana, who is his legal daughter. You and Yoongi were talking and Taehyung was pretending to be busy with Anana. After some time, Yoongi, okay, you now I should leave you so soon. Pout. First time Taehyung saw your antics because you was never open with Taehyung. Yoongi, actually I have to visit to house and see everything as I directly came to meet you from airport. You okay, but we'll meet you soon again. Yoongi, sure. Yoongi hugged you friendly, but Taehyung was not able to see all this, so he said, Taehyung, you, I am going to office. Then only you noticed him. You roomed. You took Anana from Taehyung who had already slept. Yoongi, hey Taehyung, if you don't mind, can you drop me at my house? I don't think I will get cab soon. You was accepting that he will deliberately, but you got surprised listening him. Taehyung, yeah sure, why not? Yoongi, okay bye you bye. Taehyung and Yoongi left. You mumbled, is he really changed or just pretending? Later you also left with Anana for your work. In car, Taehyung is silently driving, but Yoongi can't sit silently, so to start the conversation he said, Yoongi, Taehyung, when you and your marriage happened, Taehyung, 3 years back. Yoongi, okay, love or arrange? Taehyung thought whether love existed in their relationship. No, definitely not. Taehyung, normally arrange. Yoongi, interesting. But I know you must have fallen for her. After all, she's such a nice girl, right? Smiles. Taehyung really don't know what to reply as he himself don't know the answer, but he slightly nodded. He said, Yoongi, I think she must be changed, but no, she can't change. You are very lucky that she is your wife. Taehyung slightly smiled as Yoongi referred you as his. Yoongi, you know, in college, almost all boys of our batch proposed her. Even I proposed her twice, but she never accepted as she wanted to marry the boy her dad will choose. Like this, he keep on talking about you, how you was in college. Taeyang was feeling jealous because Yoongi know everything about you, and he being your husband don't know anything. Soon Yoongi's place comes, so Taeyang stopped the car. Yoongi, thank you so much. Taeyang, it's okay. Yoongi left, but his words were still revolving in Taeyang's mind. Taeyang mind, she is not what she is showing from last years, but actually he is the one how she is nowadays. Thinking all this, he went to his office. Time skips evening. Taeyang came inside the house but didn't find you. The door was opened as watchman was present. He thought maybe you were in guest room, so he went to his room. After changing, he came down and again, but you was nowhere. He went to guest room to check, but found the door was closed from outside. Taeyang mumbled where she went. He looked at watch, which shows 7 p.m. He came in hall and started working on laptop. He was feeling restless, worried for you and Anana. Many times thoughts came in his mind that she left him, but no, he didn't want to accept it. Thought of calling you, but was not gaining enough courage. After half an hour, Taeyang listened the giggling sound, so he looked at door and saw you and Ananya coming. Only he knew how much relief he is feeling after seeing them. But at the same time, only he got angry as how can you be out with Ananya for this much late? Ananya shouted seeing him. He looked at her and smiled. Taeyang, why you are late? You, I don't feel necessary to tell you. Taeyang, you, it is not safe to be out for late and when Ananya is with you. You taunting. It is less dangerous outside rather than staying with you, Stanley, and no need to show your fake concern towards Anana. Young didn't say anything because he really don't know what to say. You left to guest room and Ananya looked at Young, but you took her. Later you made dinner and boiled milk for Ananya and left to your room. Young came down and went to the kitchen, opened the fridge and took food and after eating it. After 6 months, it has been 6 months since you is changed. Now Mrs. Kim had adjusted with your behavior but always get annoyed. Mrs. Kim do all the work of her and Taeyang. You just care for Anana and lives in guest room only. The bond of Taeyang and Anana become more strong. Even you get to know Anana likes Taeyang and Taeyang also behave very nicely with us, so you don't say anything. You and Taeyang hardly talk with each other. Taeyang was not talking with Mrs. Kim also. When he used to be at home, he spent his maximum time with Anana. Morning, Taeyang and Yusrum. Taeyang is getting ready for office by standing in front of mirror when he felt a soft touch on his lip. When he looked down, he saw Naina who came in his room by curling on her knees. He immediately bent and picked her up. Taeyang, you got up early? Where is mom? Naina smiles. Taeyang looked to us to that you is there or not, but to his surprise, no one was there. Taeyang, you came alone to hear? Naina smiled brightly. Then only Taeyang heard you shouting. You, Anena, 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 after listening her name shouts. You came to Taeyang room. It is the first time you entered in this room since 6 months. The flashes of past memories start coming in your mind. Your eyes got filled with tears, but you composed yourself and look at Anena. You went near them and Anena, you, come Anena, have your milk. Anena turned her face towards Taeyang as she don't want to go. Taeyang, Anena, go and drink your milk, then come to me. But Anena was not ready to go. You took her, but she started shouting. Taeyang can't see her like this. Damn, little hesitate. You, I can feed her. You, Stanley, no need, I will do myself. She left the room. Taeyang felt bad, but it was common for him as you were talking rudely with him. Now he realizes you must be face him when he used to behave rudely with you. He signed and went downstairs. Time skips evening living room. Mrs. Kim is sitting in hall and you is in kitchen. You has made Anana sit on floor with toys so that she should not fall from bed. Taeyang's car came. Anana listens his car noise, so she went to him by curling. Taeyang came inside and Anana shouted from the top of the stairs, you also came from kitchen. Taeyang, you and Mrs. Kim got shocked seeing her, but before Taeyang could run and go to her, Anana stepped forward and her feet slipped and she rolled down. Taeyang, you and Mrs. Kim got shocked and ran to her. Taeyang took her in his lamp and saw blood flowing profusely from her forehead. You came running and kept your hand on her forehead to stop bleeding. You was crying. Taeyang saw you and said, Taeyang, you please don't cry. Now we should take her to hospital. You, please fast. Taeyang took her and ran out alone with you. Mrs. Kim saw all this and said, Mrs. Kim and why Taeyang cared for her a lot. She left towards her room. Outside, Taeyang laid Anana in Taeyang's lamp and himself started driving. After some time at the hospital, Taeyang and you rushed inside with Anana. Nurses immediately took Anana from Taeyang and went to operation theatre. Taeyang saw towards you who was sitting on chair in corridor and crying. He felt bad and went to you. Their clothes were covered with blood. Taeyang kept his hand slightly on your shoulder and said, Taeyang, don't worry, she will be fine. You looked at him and humoured. Taeyang sat on chair beside you. You moved little away. Taeyang understood that you were feeling uncomfortable, so he got up and stood near OT door. After few minutes, doctor came out. Doctor, we urgently need blood. She had lost too much blood and it is not good for her. You get shocked. Taehyung, okay then you take from your blood bank. I will pay. Doctor, actually we don't have that blood group. You are her parents, so one of you can give. Taehyung and you looked at each other, don't know what to say.